Every few months, state police in Montana received the exact same report. A phantom steel bridge that appeared on no map, had no name, and no road signs loomed out of the thick fog on a lonely stretch of highway. By sunrise, it was always gone. Ethan was a long-haul truck driver who had been on the road for nearly 12 hours when heavy fog swallowed the interstate. His GPS lost its signal and then suddenly recalculated, offering a new route across the iron bridge to save time. As the old iron beams emerged from the mist, Ethan encountered a single toll booth and a faded warning sign. It listed the terms of the crossing, but conspicuously left a blank space where the price should be. When you're running on empty and the highway disappears into white static, a 3-minute shortcut doesn't look like a risk. At 12 hours into a shift, the brain stops looking for red flags and starts looking for an exit. Inside the booth sat an elderly woman, casually knitting. Without looking up, she gave Ethan a simple ultimatum. She asked if he was paying in cash or years. Ethan laughed, assuming it was a joke, and offered his cash. She slid the money right back. Then she pressed a rusted button, and the gate opened entirely on its own. No physical currency collected. This diagram maps the architecture of a predatory free trial. The system is designed to remove all friction at the entry point. A massive free entry node gets you through the door, which then funnels directly into a hidden terms and conditions black box, where the actual cost is heavily obscured. Ethan drove straight into that black box. He accepted the contract and crossed the threshold without ever knowing the actual currency required or the exchange rate he just agreed to. Halfway across the span, the atmosphere shifted. Ethan's truck radio snapped on. Instead of static, it broadcast hundreds of overlapping voices, people begging, crying, and praying. Then they all stopped, and one voice clearly whispered, "Don't finish crossing." His headlights swept across physical anomalies scattered along the bridge. Abandoned cars were parked on both sides. Every driver's door hung wide open, and every seat was empty. Yet every engine was still running. These vehicles represent previous contractors. They are the people who recognized the hidden costs mid-transaction and defaulted by fleeing into the fog. At the center of the bridge stood a barefoot little girl holding a balloon. She smiled at Ethan and made a highly specific, seemingly innocent request. She asked him for exactly 5 minutes, just so she could go home. Ethan stepped out of the truck to help, and the girl reached for his hand. Before their fingers even touched, the dashboard clock in his cab violently jumped forward. 11:48 flashed instantly to midnight. 5 minutes disappeared. The bridge does not deal in the gradual passage of time. Its extraction method bypasses rating entirely, acting as a sudden, massive withdrawal directly from the victim's lifespan. Panic set in. Ethan climbed back into his cab and accelerated blindly until the fog parted and the bridge vanished behind him. The highway patrol eventually found him asleep at a rest area 30 miles away. Ethan insisted he had only been driving for 10 minutes, but his beard had grown noticeably longer. His driver's license had expired. His phone contained thousands of missed calls. This animated scale illustrates the true disproportion of that transaction. Ethan believed he was handing over a tiny block of 5 minutes, but the hidden exchange rate extracted a massive block of 9 years, crashing down on the other side. That immediate extraction cost him his marriage, his adult son, and his trucking company. That 9-year loss is not a supernatural accident. It is the standard base rate penalty, intentionally designed into the bridge's predatory architecture. Ethan devoted the rest of his life to searching those lonely back roads. He became obsessed with finding the phantom bridge again, desperate to cross and demand a refund for his stolen time. One autumn evening, the fog returned. The bridge materialized, and Ethan walked straight up to the same elderly woman in the toll booth to demand his years back. She gently shook her head and told him they don't give refunds. Instead, she handed him a small, faded paper ticket. Across the front, it read, "Balance remaining, 63 years." Looking at this chart, you can see the bridge's ultimate financial mechanism. The x-axis tracks the frequency of obsession. while the y-axis tracks the years deducted. Ethan thought he only lost 9 years, but he had been paying every time he dreamed about the bridge, sending his debt curving aggressively into the red. This invisible metric weaponizes psychology, dwarfing the initial base penalty with an exponentially growing tower of compound interest. The bridge converts every subsequent memory of the crossing into a recurring withdrawal. This mechanism turns a single night on a Montana highway into a lifetime of debt. As the toll gate slowly opened, the horrific aftermath was revealed. Dozens of hyper-aged people stood silently in the fog behind the booth, each holding a ticket they could never possibly pay off. These victims are trapped in a state of perpetual default. None of them cross, and none of them leave. They simply fade into the mist, waiting to reclaim time they have already spent. Months later, drivers once again reported seeing the strange sign through the fog, but someone had painted a new warning directly beneath it. The toll is never paid just once. By spending his remaining years searching for the ones he lost, Ethan ensured he would never have enough time left to actually live them. The more he looked back, the faster his future disappeared.